have you ever found yourself longing for a little more peace and quiet? Maybe the noise of a busy household, the constant buzz of activity, or even the well-meaning chatter of loved ones has started to feel like just too much. If so, you're not alone. Many of us reach a point in life where we start craving a quieter, simpler space, a place where we can finally put ourselves first. The truth is, wanting to live independently isn't about pushing people away. It's about honoring the person you've become and the life you want to lead now. After years of caring for others, making compromises, and juggling everyone else's needs, it's only natural to want a space that's truly your own. A place where you can set the rules, enjoy your own company, and live life at your own pace. In this video, we'll explore the signs that might mean you're ready to take that step toward living on your own. Whether it's valuing quiet more than ever, feeling content in your own company, or simply wanting the freedom to make decisions without compromise, these are all clues that independence could be the next beautiful chapter for you. So, let's begin with the first sign: the growing love for peace and quiet. You know that wonderful feeling when you finally sit down with a cup of tea, the house is quiet, and you can just breathe. That's not just a small pleasure. It's a sign. If you've noticed lately that noise drains you more than it used to, or that you actually look forward to moments of stillness, that's your heart and mind telling you something important. You're craving peace, and that's perfectly okay. In fact, it's a sign you might be ready for your own space, where the volume of life is set by you. And let's talk about enjoying your own company. Maybe you've caught yourself feeling perfectly content puttering around the house alone, lost in a good book, or simply sitting with your thoughts. That's not loneliness. That's comfort in who you are. After years of being surrounded by family, friends, or coworkers, finding real peace in solitude is a beautiful thing. It means you're not just ready to be alone sometimes. You're ready to thrive in it. Think about it. When you were younger, quiet moments might have felt empty. Now, they feel like a gift. That shift doesn't mean you don't love your family or friends. It just means you've reached a stage where your own presence is enough. And that's a powerful foundation for living independently. Now, this doesn't happen overnight. It's something that grows over time, like a quiet confidence. Maybe you've started closing the door behind you just to enjoy a few minutes of silence, or you find yourself turning down invitations, not out of tiredness, but because you genuinely prefer a night in. Those little choices add up. They're proof you know what fills your cup, and it's okay to prioritize that. So, if you see yourself in these signs, take it as encouragement. Wanting quiet isn't about shutting the world out. It's about making room for yourself and enjoying your own company. That's one of life's great rewards after decades of giving to others. Second, strong boundaries and controlling your space. You know that feeling when someone rearranges your kitchen without asking, or when visitors stay just a little too long and you find yourself glancing at the clock. Those small moments of frustration aren't just about the dishes or the time, they about something much deeper. They signs that your boundaries are speaking up, and that's a wonderful thing. After a lifetime of accommodating others, you've earned the right to say, "This is my space, and these are my rules." Maybe you've noticed yourself speaking up more lately, asking for privacy when you need it, or setting clearer limits with loved ones. That's not being difficult, that's being wise. Strong boundaries aren't T-walls to keep people out. They re the framework that lets you live comfortably in your own life. And let S talk about control, not the controlling kind, but the good kind. The kind where you decide when to eat, when to sleep, and how to arrange your day. Remember when your schedule revolved around everyone else's needs. Now, you might find yourself craving the freedom to structure your time exactly as you please. Maybe you want breakfast at 11 a.m. just because you can, or to leave the dishes until morning without anyone commenting. These aren't small wishes, they re the building blocks of independence. Think about your physical space too. That drawer you've been meaning to reorganize for years. The furniture arrangement you've wanted to change. When you ready to live alone, these aren't just household tasks, they read declarations of autonomy. Every item in its right place becomes a quiet celebration of your ability to shape your world exactly as you want it. This isn't about rejecting your past or the people in it. It's about embracing a new chapter where your comfort and preferences come first. After decades of compromise, that might feel strange at first, almost like you getting to know yourself all over again. But here's the beautiful part. That rediscovery is exactly what this stage of life is all about. Third, overcoming caregiver role N. Aging your way for so many years. Your life revolved around taking care of others, packing lunches, attending school events, nursing fevers, and worrying about everyone else's needs before your own. But here's something beautiful. That season is changing. If you've noticed a quiet but persistent voice inside saying, "What about me?" That's not selfishness, my friend. That's wisdom calling. Many of us reach a point where we realize we've poured enough. The kids are grown, the house is quieter, and suddenly you have this remarkable opportunity to finally put yourself first. Maybe you catch yourself resisting when family tries to do things for you that you can perfectly well do yourself. Or perhaps you feel a little spark of irritation when someone assumes you will automatically babysit or host the holidays. These aren't just passing moods. They read signposts pointing you toward your next chapter. This shift often comes with another profound realization. You want to age on your own terms. Not how your children think you should. Not how society expects you to. But in a way that feels authentic to you. Maybe that means staying in your beloved home with some modifications rather than moving to assisted living. Maybe it means finally taking that painting class you've always dreamed about, instead of spending all your time on grandchildren's activities. Or perhaps it's as simple as wearing what makes you happy, eating what you enjoy, and structuring your days exactly as you please. There's a special kind of courage in this. After a lifetime of putting others first, prioritizing yourself can feel strange at first, almost like breaking an old habit. You might catch yourself feeling guilty for saying no, or worrying that you're being difficult. But here's the truth. What you're doing is revolutionary. You're rewriting the script of what later life should look like. And that takes incredible strength. This doesn't mean cutting ties with loved ones. It means changing the nature of the relationship. Instead of being the family caretaker, you're re-becoming yourself. Just yourself. And what a gift that is, both for you and for those who get to know the real you, unfiltered by obligations and expectations. If these thoughts resonate with you, pay attention. That stirring inside isn't restlessness, it's rebirth. The kind that comes when you finally give yourself permission to stop being everyone else's anchor and become your own compass instead. Fourth, new beginnings and minimalist living. that feeling when spring comes after a long winter. That sense of everything feeling fresh and full of possibility. That's exactly what this stage of life can be, your personal springtime. If you've been daydreaming about simplifying, about clearing out the clutter both in your home and in your life, that's not just passing fancy. It's your spirit preparing for renewal. Many of us reach a point where we look around at decades of accumulated possessions and think, why am I keeping all this? That china set you never use, the boxes of old papers, the clothes you haven't worn in years, they start to feel heavy, don't they? This isn't just about cleaning house. It's about making space, literally and emotionally, for the life you want now. When you find yourself drawn to a more minimalist way of living, what you're really doing is choosing freedom over stuff, experiences over obligations, and peace over chaos. This natural shift towards simplicity often goes hand in hand with another beautiful realization. You're ready for a new beginning. Maybe you're rethinking about moving to a smaller place that's easier to manage. Or perhaps you're drawn to the idea of living somewhere completely new. A place chosen just for you, not because it's near family or holds old memories. That flutter of excitement you feel when imagining this, that's your heart telling you it's time. What's remarkable is how physical this transformation can be. As you clear out old belongings, you might notice you also clearing out old ways of thinking. That sweater you finally donate after years of keeping it just in case. It's not just fabric, it's a piece of your past you're ready to release. Each item you let go of creates space, not just in your closet, but in your soul. And here's the wonderful paradox. As you remove physical clutter, you often find yourself gaining clarity about what truly matters. The activities that once felt important might start to seem unnecessary. Relationships that drained you might naturally fall away. What remains is simpler, truer, and more authentically you. This isn't about erasing your past. It's about honoring your present and making room for your future. If you're feeling this pull toward simplicity and new beginnings, trust it. That's not restlessness. That's wisdom calling you forward into the next, beautifully uncluttered chapter of your life. Fifth, decision-making freedom and emotional independence. Have you ever found yourself in the middle of a family discussion about what's best for you, and suddenly realized you're the only one who truly knows? That moment of clarity is more significant than you might think. It's a sign you're ready to make decisions without compromise, to trust your own judgment completely after a lifetime of considering everyone else's opinions. This growing need for autonomy shows up in quiet but powerful ways. Maybe it's insisting on choosing your own healthcare plan despite your children's suggestions. Or perhaps it's finally booking that trip you've always wanted, even if others think you should wait for a companion. These aren't rebellious acts. They are declarations of self-trust. After decades of weighing family needs against your own, you've earned the right to say, "This is what I want," without explanation or apology. What's beautiful is how this newfound decisiveness often brings emotional independence along with it. You might notice you're less affected by others' opinions than you used to be. Where you once sought approval, now you find yourself thinking, "I know what's right for me." That shift doesn't mean you've become uncaring. It means you've become self-contained. Your happiness no longer depends on external validation. It springs from within. This emotional independence often reveals itself in surprising moments. Like when you decline an invitation, not because you tired, but simply because you don't want to go. or when you make a purchase without consulting anyone first. These small acts are actually huge milestones, proof that you're reliving from your own center. There's a quiet joy that comes with this stage. You begin to realize that after years of being someone else's parent, someone else's spouse, someone else's caregiver, you finally, completely yourself. The opinions that once carried so much weight now feel lighter, less urgent. The need to please has been replaced by something much more precious, the need to be true to yourself. If you recognizing these signs in your life, celebrate them. That ability to stand firm in your choices and find contentment within yourself isn't just readiness for independent living. It's the flowering of a wisdom that only comes with time. You are not just preparing to live alone, you proving you already have everything you need within you. 6th, personal growth and creating your ideal routine. Isn't it remarkable how the desire to learn and grow never leaves us? Even after all these years, you might find yourself drawn to new hobbies, ideas, or experiences with the same curiosity you had as a child. That spark inside you, the one that lights up when you discover something new or master a fresh skill, that's not just a passing interest. It's proof that you're re-entering one of the most exciting chapters of personal growth you will ever experience. After decades of putting others first, you now have this incredible opportunity to focus entirely on your own development. Maybe you've been thinking about taking that photography class at the community center, or finally learning to speak Italian like you always wanted to. Perhaps you're drawn to meditation, or painting, or writing your memoirs. These aren't just ways to pass the time. They sacred invitations to become more fully yourself. What makes this stage so special is how your growth intertwines with your daily rhythm. Without the demands of a work schedule or family obligations, you get to design days that truly reflect who you are. Early riser, make dawn your creative time. Night owl, let evenings be for your projects. That delicious freedom to structure your time exactly as you wish isn't just convenient, it's transformative. You might notice your ideal routine looks nothing like your younger years. Maybe mornings begin with quiet reflection instead of rushing. Perhaps afternoons include a walk when the light is just right, rather than when your calendar allows. Evenings could be for deep reading instead of household chores. This isn't just changing habits, it's crafting a lifestyle that honors your deepest preferences and natural rhythms. The beauty of this process is how it builds on itself. As you grow more comfortable with independence, you become more attuned to what truly nourishes you. That book club you joined on a whim might lead to fascinating new friendships. The daily walk you started for exercise could become your most cherished thinking time. Each small choice adds up to a life that's uniquely, authentically yours. If you're feeling this pull toward growth and routine building, trust it. That restlessness isn't boredom, it's your soul stretching toward new horizons. After years of living by external demands, you're now free to design days that don't just pass time, but expand your world. What an extraordinary gift to give yourself in this chapter of life. Finally, when living alone in old age, you have to accept your independent journey. As we come to the end of our conversation, I want you to imagine something with me. Picture yourself sitting in your perfect space, whether that's a sunny kitchen nook, a cozy reading chair, or a garden bench. The air is quiet except for sounds you've chosen to have around you. Your day stretches before you, shaped entirely by your preferences and rhythms. How does that feel? All those signs we've talked about: valuing quiet, setting boundaries, craving simplicity, they re not just random thoughts. They re breadcrumbs leading you toward a profoundly satisfying destination, your independent life. This isn't about withdrawing from the world, but rather about entering into it more fully as your authentic self. Remember, this transition isn't an ending. It's the beginning of perhaps the most liberating chapter yet. A time when because I want to becomes reason enough. When your space, your time, and your energy finally get to be about you. How extraordinary is that? If you recognizing these signs in yourself, know that what you're feeling isn't a restlessness, it's readiness. Readiness to claim the independence you've earned through a lifetime of caring for others. The road ahead might feel unfamiliar at times, but trust that every step toward your authentic independence is a step toward yourself. Here's to your courage, to your wisdom, and to the beautiful independent life that awaits you. You've got this.